Okay, so I thought I'd make this video just to try and help a few others with the landing challenge. What I have noticed is in this particular one, there's kind of two styles that you can continue with. One I call the 75 knot yellow line, and the second one is just kind of low and slow. The first one I'm going to show you here is the 75 knot yellow line. So what I mean by that is we're going to reduce the speed all the way down to 75 knots, and just past the second keys, the 22 right on the runway, we're going to just cut the power all the way down to idle at 75 knots, just at the yellow line. So you can see what's happening here. We'll follow the coastline all the way around, and that'll just line you up on the runway. Once you see the runway, then you can just kind of start to configure yourself for landing. So at this point here, we're just probably going to drop the gear and let that speed drop. Once your speed is coming down, then we're just targeting 75 knots the whole way down. You'll really see the speed drop after you drop the flaps to full. So we're just trying to line it up on the center line as best we can here. So now we're just going full flaps, gear down. Okay, so we're targeting the speed of 75 knots the whole way down here. We're going to be targeting just the green line there at the start of the threshold. And just beyond that, where you can see where the crossway is bringing you over to 22 left, that's exactly where the yellow line is. You'll see it on the ground. Okay, so aim for the green line, the threshold at the start where the piano keys are. Try and hold it level as best you can. And once you cross the yellow line, then we cut the throttle all the way back to idle and float it all the way down to touch. There's 22 right, speed 75, keep her down low, and there's the yellow line. Once you cross that on the nose, drop. There goes the throttle, watch the speed pull back, hold back the nose, and there it goes, down. And that gave us a score of 1.83 million. On the other style, which I'm going to show you next, we get 1.85, which is slightly better, but I did find that the yellow line 75 knot procedure was just giving us a more consistent higher score. Okay, so this is the second one, which I nearly called this a fluke because I wasn't able to reproduce 1.85 again. On the other one, on the 75 yellow line, I was able to kind of get 1.83, 1.82, and it was fairly consistent, but I couldn't do any better than that. Okay, so again, like the first approach, we're just going to follow the coastline with the nose, line yourself up with the runway again. So this is the low and slow approach, just like it says. You're going to drop the speed as low as you can into the low 60s, and you're going to hold the plane down as low to the ground as you can as possible, and then just floating it all the way down to the blue touchdown line and see how you do. Okay, so dropping the gear. And once we drop the full flaps, it'll really slow it down. So we're going to, I think stall speed around here is around 65 knots. We're going to bring it down really low and really slow. So that's the name of the approach, low and slow. So the idea is that we can hold it just above stall, above the runway. And then as we get closer to the touchdown point, we're going to cut the throttle, and then that will flare back, and then that will hold the wheels just above the touchdown point, and they will touch down gently. Landing is a maneuver. It's something that you control all the way down to the ground, not something that you just let happen to the plane. So you're in control all the way down, and you're going to decide exactly where you want this plane to touch. In saying that, always easier said than done, but practice can get you there. Okay, so we're holding it low and slow here, 72 knots, still reducing the power, letting the speed come back. We're going to have to cross this barrier carefully. There we go. Now we're just going to keep an eye on that center line, hold the speed back. There's the blue line. Keep an eye on it, and it's just before it we're going to flare and drop the throttle. There it is, flare and touch. So that gave us a score of 1.85. I hope this has helped some of you with your landing challenges, and it might just give you some tricks and tips for the next time you try it. Let me know in the comments how you did on yours, and we'll see you for the next one.